Hello, you beautiful people. I just want to share this. So, a lot of you have been through some horrific things in life. You have overcame them, or you survived them, or you prevailed. And so many times, Satan takes what you've been through to silence your voice. And I want you to hear me on this. And I'm not saying like, I'm hot. I'm not saying like you have to, a lot of people like, I don't want people to know my business. So I guess I'm not talking to you then. But those that doesn't mind sharing their testimony for the glory of God, what God has brought you through, what you have survived and things like that, you are needed. You are desperately needed. A lot of times people come on here and they regurgitate other people's events, traumas, and things to try and make it seem like their own. Some people on here have never been through anything, so they cannot relate to you, and you cannot relate to them. So, a lot of times we fail to realize that we become authentic and relatable by sharing our true self. Now, although I got on this little glamour filter, I look cute. You all have seen some real pictures of me. And even though makeup has nothing to do with being authentic, in a lot of ways it does. I don't edit my videos anymore. I had my own TV company, not company, but business for Can TV, as I shared before. And I used to edit them videos. It taught me when you go take the class to use their equipment, they teach you how to edit videos for television, right? I used to be a perfectionist and everything had to be perfect, look perfect, sound perfect. And so I used to edit little videos like this and just go on. But it wasn't me showing people the authentic me, like when I mess up with my words and things like that. People gravitate more to someone they could relate to versus a person who's looking perfect on the camera and speaking perfect. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry for sniffling. I got a little sniffles going on. But anyway, you can become a paid speaker. You could go to events and speak and share your testimony. See, when people say there is power in pain, that is so true. Your story, your pain that you went through, you can make money off of that. Like what the Word of God says about pain, that everything that the enemy, Satan, used for our harm, Yahweh will turn it for our good, for his glory, right? So imagine going through all of these things in life, and I could tell you some horrific stories. I mean, ooh, Lord, I could tell you some horrific stories. So you could use your stories and how God brought you through or how you survived it and how it affected you by actually saving another person's life. And I mean saving another person's life, because you never know what a person is going through. You know, people want to look all good on social media and make it seem like their life is all good and they hurting on the inside. One of my first, actually my second book, but one of my books, because the first one was actually just a manual that I sold, but this is actually a book, and it was a memoir about my life, and it was called God's Masterpiece, Suffering in Silence. Because when you looked at me, I had it going on. I was always dressed nice, looking cute, everything. And on the inside, I was suffering. I was suffering so bad. I was so depressed. I mean, I had severe depression, bipolar. Man, I mean, I used to ball up in a knot and beat my stomach because I was so sad, and I would cry all night and get up and go to work like ain't nothing happened. I remember one day on a contract that I was doing, a lady came in the elevator and she was like, "Man, you always on point." And I was like, "Sister, don't let the outside fool you, because the inside is broken, shattered into pieces." And a lot of times people need to hear that, hear your honesty. They need to hear like what's going on with you, what happened, so that they can know, oh, if she made it through, I could make it through. If he made it through, I could make it through. Oh, or wait a minute, that's what I'm going through. Man, let me listen to their story to see what they did and how they got over it. And a lot of times we survive things. We don't overcome it, because overcoming means that we put in the work to overcome. A lot of things is just survived because it's over. So we survived it, and we just kept it pushing. And a lot of times when we keep it pushing, you suppress those emotions, you suppress what has happened to you, you suppress everything. And so with that, sharing your story will open up old wounds that you suppress, but it will also give you the victory, because you have now allowed healing to start. You can't heal with some, oh, yeah, that happened, whatever. Ain't no whatever. It's about healing. And so a lot of times people can't heal because they feel like they're the only ones going through it. They don't know what to do. They have no one that they can relate to. And when you share your testimony, when you share your story, people can relate to you. People, they could get hope again. And they could be like, wow, like that gave me so much hope. That gave me so much encouragement. You could be that encourager. You could be that hope. And the way things are going now on internet and social media, you could share your story, touch lives, save lives. And trust me, people will begin to invite you to come and speak at churches, at conferences, and things like that, and they will pay you. A church, some churches don't have the budget, but they will give you what we call a love offering. I've spoke many a times at churches, at church conferences as well, and I never charged them, but they always gave me a love offering. So just think about that. You're on here. People want to know your story. We need to hear your story. Become a speaker. Become a speaker. And a lot of times you could take what you are speaking about and begin to write it. Re-listen to what you spoke about. Begin to write it and become a best-selling author. I hope this helped. Have an amazing weekend. I love you.